All right, we're going to get started. We're going to get started as soon as Keith gets through. No, I'm glad y'all. I love it. Y'all want to visit and be with each other. That's great. I do want to just remind you again that we started it this Sunday. We're going to be continuing doing it every Sunday. Instead of going out those doors, we're going to try to direct parents, especially with little babies, if they're going to go to the nursery, prefer you go out this door. That way, whoever's out front will see you, and they'll know you're at the door. And because the doors are going to be locked at the fellowship hall. That way, when you get to the door, they know that buzz you in and let you in. You can get in, you can get out, but you can't get in unless you go through our safety team. So we're just trying to do that. Hate that we have to, but that's just the way life is, and it's what we're going to have to do. So mention that to you. The other thing I would mention, which we'll mention when we talk about our prayer requests, traveling, we want to mention to you, Doug had sent out a thing for address for Grace Shirley, so you could send her a card or whatever. And I don't know, could they text her or not? They can? Okay. Right. Okay. If you'd rather do a text than send a card, you can do that. I think Holly tried to send that out on band, the address for Grace Shirley, so you can send that. Writing me a note for something else. Okay. And my wife's she's been belly aching all day, not at me, but just a real belly ache. So just remember, that's why she's not here. All right, we do want to mention to you, still have the Waycaser family. Some of them are still gone. Remember all them. They'll be back sometime, I think it's Saturday. So keep them in prayer while they're making their trip. A lot of them out on a cruise together. Grace Shirley, we just mentioned, continue praying for her while she's up there at counseling at a youth camp. Then also wanted to mention Tommy and Macy. They came to church last week, so they don't feel like they got to come again. So they're taking off next Sunday. They're going to a family reunion. So keep them in prayer while they're gone this weekend. So keep that in your mind, in your heart, and your prayers. Before I forget it, Jim Sloan, our missionary to the deaf, sent us a text or sent an email today and just stated that he tested positive for COVID. Now he's had a relapse, and so he asked you just to pray for him and his wife. He said he's really anxious because he has a meeting he was going to try to be at next week here in the States because he doesn't do the overseas trip any longer. But he said, so pray for Jim Sloan, our missionary to the deaf, as well as all of our other missionaries and our military, of course. And traveling, our grandson Hayden is leaving tomorrow. He's flying to California. Then he and his girlfriend and their family, they're going to, they don't want to, but they're going to go to Hawaii. They got a week in Hawaii or something, so he's going with her family over there. So just pray for them while they're traveling. All right. Continue to pray for the brief Shelton and Boyette families, Shelton family. Talked with Bonnie briefly today. She hopes to be at church this week. Bonnie does. Today's her birthday. I said, I asked her how old she was. She told me, and I said, you want me to tell everybody? She said, that's up to you. And I said, well, you're no help at all. And so I'm not telling you. You want to know? Call her and ask her. But she's doing well today, and she hopes, Lord willing, maybe to be at church Sunday. She said most things are falling into place, and she's getting a little bit of routine. All right. We also want to ask you to remember the Boyette family. I mentioned that. Young man, was in my dad's church. Known him since he was a young kid, and he just had a massive stroke and brain aneurysm, whatever it was, and then he never recovered. And so they'll have his service last part of this month. I think it's on the 18th or 19th, somewhere along the service for the Boyette family. 18th, Saturday the 18th. All right, then remember, if you would, Joyce Martin, George Smith. George has got a birthday, I believe it's tomorrow. I believe that's what's in the bulletin, right? Y'all read the bulletin? Oh, I do. I do. He's got a birthday tomorrow. So just remember George Smith.